They say time heals all wounds, but some wounds never truly fade. I had built a life far from the streets of Kabul, far from the memories I had buried. My book was finally published, a dream I had once shared with my father. Yet, success had a way of feeling hollow when the past remained unresolved. That day, as I was in my study, a phone rang. A voice I had not heard in years. Rahim Khan. His words, simple yet heavy, clung to the air. There's a way to be good again. Good again, as if redemption was something I could still grasp. His words sent me spiraling back to the alleys of Kabul, to sunlit days with my childhood friend, Hassan. Hassan, the boy with the cleft lip and the heart of gold. My first friend, my first sacrifice. We spent endless days beneath the pomegranate tree, carving our names deep into its bark. Amir and Hassan, the sultans of Kabul. We believed our friendship was unbreakable. And then, that winter, everything changed.
I won the local kite fighting tournament by following Hassan's guidance. He had a natural gift for the kite running, always knowing exactly how kites move in the sky. In the final match, I faced a tough opponent. Our kites danced and dove, but I stayed patient, just as Hassan had taught me. Then, at the perfect moment, I made my move. One sharp cut, and my rival's kite drifts away. The crowd erupted in cheers. I had finally won. Finally earned Baba's approval. But even in that moment of triumph, I had no idea how much everything was about to change. Before sprinting off, Hassan turns to me and promises, "For you, 1,000 times over," he said. He runs after the kite and catches it, just like he always does. Hassan had found the kite, but on his way back, he crosses paths with Asif and his gang. They block his way, demanding the kite. Hassan refuses, standing his ground even though he is outnumbered. Asif, furious at his defiance, shoves him, mocks him. I watch from a distance. My legs feel heavy, my chest tight. I could step in, but I don't. Instead, I turn and run. I tell myself, bringing back the kite, that's what matters. But as I walk, the kite clutched in my hand, the weight of guilt presses down on me. I failed Hassan, I know it. And yet, I shove the truth deep inside, wondering if I will ever have the courage to face it.
Amid the tranquil whispers of an orchard, where nature knows no betrayal, two boys stand on the brink of a friendship forever changed. Guilt gnaws at Amir's heart, twisting into frustration. He searches Hassan's face for anger, but finds only unyielding loyalty and unbearable kindness that cuts deeper than any accusation. In a desperate act of rage and self-loathing, Amir seizes a pomegranate. Time fractures as it soars through the air, bursting against Hassan's chest, its crimson spray a bitter echo of unspoken sins and shattered innocence. Hassan stands motionless, dignity etched into every line of his face. The pomegranate juice drips slowly, like blood from a wound he refuses to acknowledge. In the silence, his unspoken forgiveness weighs heavier than any punishment. Desperation cracks Amir's voice as he pleads, "Hit me back." His guilt demands retribution, But Hassan, steadfast and unyielding, grips the fruit without raising his hand, offering loyalty where vengeance was expected. Driven by shame and a coward's desperation, Amir's hands tremble as he slips the watch beneath Hassan's pillow, a silent betrayal masked by guilt. The room stands still, bearing witness to a friendship fractured by deceit. With feigned innocence, Amir approached his father, the weight of his lie heavy on his tongue. "My watch is missing," he declared, knowing each word tightened the noose of betrayal around Hassan's unsuspecting neck. Silence cloaked the departure as Hassan and his father walked away from the only home they'd ever known. Their footsteps faded into the dust of Kabul's streets, carrying with them dignity unbroken by accusation, while Amir watched from the shadows, burdened by guilt he dared not confess.
There is way to be good again. These words play in Amir's mind every second.
Dear Amir,
I have something important to tell you. You friend, Hassan is actually your brother. Unfortunately, he died after he refused to allow the Taliban to confiscate your house in Kabul. One more thing, Hassan has a son named Sohrab. One way remains for you to make amends by going to Kabul and take care of Sohrab, Rahid Khan.
The orphanage was far from a warm and loving home. It was merely a shelter for the children. Amir asked the director about Sohrab and explained his intentions, but he was met with devastating news. His nephew was no longer there. After a long pause, the director finally spoke. "If you want to find Sohrab, go to the Ghazi Stadium." Loud cheers were heard in the stadium. In the middle stood a couple blindfolded, kneeling in the dirt, awaited their fate. A man stood over them, clutching a stone. The man turned out to be Asif. The same smirk, the same piercing eyes. Regardless, Amir told his intention, but Asif's expression darkened, and before Amir could even react, the first blow landed. Seconds later, Asif's eyes were bleeding from the precise shot of a slingshot. Seizing the opportunity, they both escaped. Later, Amir found out that the same horror that happened to Hassan when he was a child happened again to his nephew Sohrab, and it was done by none other than the monster he had known, Asif. In soft and steady voice, Amir tried to comfort Sohrab and convinced the child to follow him back to America and live the happy life that he deserved.
The wind is strong today, just like it was back then. But this time, it carries something different. Hope. For years I lived with regret, trying to outrun my past. But standing here with him, I realize redemption isn't found in grand gestures. It's in moments like this. Trust me, Sohrab, you can do this. For you, 1,000 times over. Maybe, just maybe, we are finally free. The kite is flying, and so are we.
Hi, my name is JACQUILIN, and this is my personal reflection on one of the dominant themes, redemption, in the movie The Kite Run. So the reason why I chose this theme is because I think it deeply resonated with me, especially how it portrays the burden of guilt and the journey on making amends in the movie. For instance, Amir's journey in the movie taught me that you need to face your guilt in order for you to truly heal and move forward from your past mistakes. Because redemption comes from taking responsibility and making amends. And also, his story made me reflect on times on my own life where I could have been a better sibling, a better friend, a better student, and so on. It made me realize that avoiding difficult situations only deepens regret, and that facing them, no matter how painful it is the only way for you to heal and move forward. This movie has encouraged me to be more accountable of my actions and to never let fear stop me from doing what is right, and also showed me that while we cannot change the past, we could always choose to do better moving forward. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is ISNUR binti YUSOF, and I will give my personal opinions on the story. Redemption in this story isn't just about saying story, it's more than that. It shows the action. For example, when Amir go back to Kabul to save Hassan's son named Sohrab, this shows that Amir finally accept that he need to do something. He have lots of courage and he built all the strength to make things right again. So in conclusion, I would say that the team redemption really resonates well with the story because it shows how big the courage and strength that Amir had to redeem his past guilt and past mistakes and to make things right again.
I think one of the dominant themes in the movie The Kite Runner is friendship. The story encapsulates the complex relationship between Amir and Hassan, two boys bound by childhood innocence yet separated by societal class and betrayal. This relationship made me reflect on the true meaning of friendship and the responsibilities it demands. Hassan's unwavering loyalty, despite Amir's betrayal, is both beautiful and heartbreaking. His willingness to endure pain for Hassan without harboring resentment showcases the purity of genuine friendship. It made me wonder whether I have ever shown the same kind of unconditional loyalty to my friends.
Hi, my name is FARAHANNA, and this is my personal reflections of the movie The Kite Runner. So in my opinion, I think that one of the dominant themes would be friendship, and this is because this movie serves both deep connections as well as conflicts between the relationships of Hassan and Amir. So their relationship is marked by a genuine affection regardless of their social statuses. For example, despite being a servant, Hassan is still very, very loyal and close to Amir, which we can see from the scene where he would hang out with him when no one else wanted to, or where he would catch the kite for him every time they play together. And despite this, Amir is actually struggled with insecurity and guilt, which basically leads to his betrayal towards Hassan. And I think this story highlights how true friendship is tested.
For me, The Kite Runner is a powerful movie. It's a powerful movie about guilt, redemption, and healing. Amir's betrayal of Hassan is truly heartbreaking, but what makes the story compelling is his journey to make amends. His decision to save Sohrab is not just about Hassan, it's about reclaiming his integrity. The final kite flying scene is especially moving. In that moment, Amir offers Sohrab hope, just as Hassan once did for him. It shows that redemption isn't about erasing the past, but it is about choosing what's right. The film reminds us that it's never too late to seek forgiveness and change.